managing training and recovery for amateur boxing championships.
So a question from KA10299, how to maintain strength and conditioning during the national championships when fighting every weekend after each other. So this is really vital for amateur boxing to try and maintain their strength and their fitness whilst going through the championship model. So championship model might be you're going through the regionals, nationals, and then obviously you've got your finals where you've got your quarterfinal, semi-final, and final all on the same weekend. So with this, you need to really plan out your training to maintain that you've got that fitness and that strength going into them final competitions. So what I would do is focus on strength-wise, be more looking towards speed strength adaptations, such as like doing plyometrics and punch-specific exercises, everything that fits into that taper model. I would be doing like minimum effective dose. This means the minimum amount of reps and sets still push them adaptations. Would be tempted to do some isometrics in there, such as like a isometric hip thrust, isometric trap bar split stance deadlift, maybe some isometric rack press as well. And this is to help maintain strength without creating too much fatigue or soreness going into each competition. What's really important is to actually plan out your training, know when are the key dates. So for example, if you know that you've got 2 weeks of training available, maybe try and step up training that week and then taper for the next one. And then also making sure that your main taper, your key taper, is actually coming for the finals. Because if you taper off and peak for competition in the first stage, then very hard to achieve that peak towards the end. So if you're managing your training, of course, them first competitions are really important, but you can still achieve optimum performance without actually peaking your key physical characteristics. So plan for the end game, deload to make sure that they are fresh for these rounds at the start, but make sure that you're actually planning your training to peak for the final stages of the championships at the end. In terms of conditioning, what's really good to do is to plan your training going in to be actually working on repeated sprint training. So you go 12 seconds on, 48 seconds off. In this way, you can do your conditioning sessions under really, really low volumes. The minimum amount of reps that I do on 12 seconds on, 48 seconds off is just 12 reps. With that, you're creating adaptations with only doing like 12 minutes of work. And that's not really going to fatigue your athlete too much, but still maintaining, maybe even still improving and fitness adaptations. So fantastic question here from Dennis C3904. Any suggestions for amateur boxers how to recover, refuel and manage competing in back-to-back fights over 2 to 3 days in a tournament setting? My particular expertise would be around training and around recovery instead of refueling. For refueling, obviously we've got our performance nutritionist Lee Rickards that can provide more information. But generally in terms of like kind of refuel, you're wanting to keep foods quite light, something that doesn't sit in your gut for too long. So you're wanting to keep the carbohydrates high, but wanting to keep the fiber intake low. So you've got to be really particular about some of the foods that you're having. Stuff like rice puddings, pasta, like fruits such as like dried mango, bananas, stuff like that that are going to be able to be fast absorbing, but also not going to be sitting in your gut for too long. If you want to find out more information about this, you can contact Lee Rickards at boxingscience_nutrition. Also, we've just brought out our brand new amateur nutrition program, which is particularly looking at youth athletes, but can also be transferred into amateur boxers, like kind of recovering. I'd be looking to do like mobility, sports massage, if you've got access to that. If you haven't got access to that, stuff like using the massage gun to just increase circulation, going out for like walks and stuff like that, not just kind of just sitting down. You want to be keeping your body moving, doing like active recovery in terms of like mobility, doing some dynamic and also static stretching. A great tool would be to do some contrast therapy between hot showers and cold showers. So you'll be looking to do like 3 to 5 minutes on with 1 minute cool water. Everything is all around about blood circulation, just getting that heart pumping passively instead of actively. You're not wanting to be doing too much exercise. You know, the most exercise that you want to be doing is a walk or a mobility routine, and then also getting blood circulation firing, doing the sports massage, doing massage gun, and doing the contrast therapy as well. That's probably the best advice that I could give you. In between bouts, it's a hard task to do bouts back to back for 2 to 3 days. It's going to be tougher going through, but also the main thing is about recovering and refueling, is to just make sure that you're not doing an intense weight cut going into the bout, because if you're constantly making weight, refueling, and having to essentially make weight again, that's really going to affect your performance and your energy levels going through towards the final. And obviously, as each bout goes along, the more important the bouts are, the harder that the bouts become as well. It doesn't only just happen in this small block here, but also what's happening going into competition. That's really important as well. Boxing Science are proud to present our brand new amateur boxing strength and conditioning program. This is structured and designed to help amateur boxers increase their strength, speed, and fitness across the entire amateur boxing season. At Boxing Science, we've trained hundreds of boxers from amateurs through to professional world champions, and look to share our training methods with our range of ebooks and training programs. However, we recognise that there are potential barriers to stop amateur boxers partaking in strength and conditioning methods, with money, time, and facilities being potential limiting factors. This has motivated us to create an affordable program with time-efficient sessions that can be performed in any training environment. In this program, we provide plyometrics, mobility, strength training, and high-intensity conditioning methods that can be easily integrated into boxing sessions, no matter the age, the ability, the facility, or the group size. This is a periodized program that suits the unpredictable nature of an amateur boxing season, meaning that boxers can be fit, fast, and strong for about at any time and are able to peak for important competition. So if you're an amateur boxer or you're a coach at an amateur boxing club, this is a perfect program to start integrating the Boxing Science training methods easily into your sessions. Boxing Science have been highly motivated and dedicated to be upskilling boxers and coaches in amateur boxing, because we know how important strength and conditioning is in terms of youth development. This is why we do the Boxing Science Youth Athlete Initiative, where we provide free services to local amateur boxers. With this program, 20% of the profits will be donated to the Boxing Science Youth Athlete Initiative to make sure that we keep investing our time into researching and training youth boxers in the local area. So go check out the website for more information of the Boxing Science Amateur Boxing S&C program to start using the Boxing Science training methods in your gym today.